Hey guys, Raiden here, and welcome to my new Let's Play of The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings Enhanced Edition. Now, if you're new to my channel, I have played the first Witcher, and it's on the channel, but the problem is, there's 10 episodes that didn't get posted because my computer caught fire. Now, I lost all my memory, I lost all the data, and there's no way I'm playing through that game again. That game was... It was interesting because it's all the Witcher universe and I've read the books and I love them oh so much, but the combat is so boring and Geralt moves so slow and it progressed so slowly that I just couldn't stand it. Like, I couldn't stand going through all of it again. So for those of you that watched through that, I'm sorry that we couldn't get to the end, but we're now here in The Witcher 2, which I promise no matter what, we will get to the end of this and The Witcher 3. I'm making that promise right here, and you guys can hold me to it. If you're new to this, or new to me, I like to read a lot of the entries, so get prepared for that. In fact, I sometimes have entire episodes just reading journal entries, so if you're really interested in lore, I'm one of the people that I think you might really like to watch. Now, as far as seeing as what happened in the end of Witcher 1, I'm going to leave a summary in the description, or you can just keep watching, because I have played through the prologue 3 times for audio reasons, and I checked the journal once or twice, and it gives you a pretty good idea of what's happened at the end of that game, or not necessarily at the end, but after that game, towards this one. So, if you haven't watched Witcher 1 or played it, I highly recommend you do. If you haven't read the books, that's fine, go ahead and actually read them, because the game universe is separate. It's hard to explain. Just read the books. Anyway, let us start this. Yeah, of course my Witcher 1 saves are unavailable. They're on fire. No, we're not going to do the tutorial. Just because it's a bit of a... I don't know, it just shows the combat and tells you what difficulty you should play. And it told me I should play on normal. But you know what, we're going to play on hard because I want to play The Witcher 3 on either Death Wish or the difficulty below that. So let's play on hard here because I heard that the combat systems are actually pretty similar.
on, sixes. Daddy needs you. Oh, shit. Ha! 20 orange to Grandad. Looky there, he's awake. You daft! Don't go in there!
Shut it, he's in chains, can't do a thing.
Are you really sure about that?
All right, Master Geralt.
Okay, maybe you are.
Roll again! Why? The dice didn't roll! Calling me a cheat? Take it back.
Look, he's awake again.
Monster slayer, my ass. A regular horson. I heard witches all start out as roadside orphans taken in by mages. Mages who experiment on them. Fuck's sake, they plough witches come the equinox.
That's not entirely
That's how they
wrong.
get those spooky eyes.
Enough! Take him down and put him in the interrogation room.
I thought you died.
I'm not so easy to kill.
Alright. I have no idea what he's talking about, because I don't think I even got that far in the prologue. Like I said, I finished it, but I really didn't.
I don't believe we've been introduced. Vernon Roach.
Every time I pick this option, so let's see what this...
Fuck you.
Okay.
Nasty. And after we've been through so much.
Same side of the barricade then. Opposite sides of the table now.
You can change that.
You want me to sit on your lap?
Vess! Unshackle him.
You heard the man, Bess.
You will tell me everything you remember. The entire assault. And all that happened in the Solar.
And if I refuse?
I shall have to beat you. I've commanded the Special Forces for a while. Got good at beating others. You're a Witcher. You'd endure much.
You better believe it.
Worst case scenario, you'll suffer through it, go back to your cell, and tomorrow, they'll publicly gut you, skin you, and hang you.
Just like that? For nothing?
No. For Temerian.
Downright praiseworthy. Where should I start?
It was a long day. I wish to hear the important bits.
Alright, well, we're actually supposed to do these in order to get all of them. Because I think if we skip any, we can't do it. So, let's just start with...
Just so we're clear on this, I was not eager to go into battle. But Foltest is not someone you refuse.
Uh-huh. Interesting. By the way, if you're a child, don't watch this.
Witcher, are you up?
It's probably a little late for that warning, but,
His
yeah.
Majesty, King of Temeria, Pontar, Mahakam, and Sodden, Senior Protector of Bruges, summons Master Geralt to appear before him.
Tell him I'll be there shortly.
Sorry to intrude like this, milady, but the King...
We heard you.
Yeah, just get out.
A pleasant day to you, milady. Witcher.
What a creep.
Stupid war. Could have been such a beautiful morning.
A war can never be stupid when waged by your king.
A wise war is a contradiction, Triss.
Then maybe you know just how I should advise our lustful monarch.
Stop falling in love, sire no further bastards, and don't wage stupid wars.
Genius. You know, these bastards could vie for the throne in the future. Then we'd have an even more senseless conflict.
You're right.
Which doesn't change the fact that...
I know. Foltest and the other northern monarchs are neither the smartest nor the most refined. But they're kings, one of whom we serve.
And I'll see Foltest is summoned, protect him if need be. But once the castle falls, we leave.
Did you dream of the Wild Hunt again?
Mm-hmm.
I know, like, the frame rate looks like it dies at times, but that's literally just how the game is designed. Like, some cutscenes are fine at 60 and others drop to, like, 30. So, don't worry about that.
One of the scouts swears he saw a dragon down by the river. Claims he ran into a Scoia'tael unit. That would have been it if the dragon hadn't swooped down. The elves apparently bowed in prayer and he escaped.
A dragon? In the midst of civilization? Please. Besides, does it matter? Witchers don't hunt dragons. Or has something changed?
Nothing's changed. And you're right. It's probably not a dragon. Although it could be a forktail or a slizzard. Maybe even an overgrown wyvern.
The scout ran into some elves and scurried away. That's how that story begins and ends.
Alright, you're probably correct.
The unlucky assassin? How did the autopsy go?
It was a nightmare. In the months since you killed him, the king's medics poked around in his corpse like a bunch of amateurs. What arrived in that cart? Well, I wouldn't even call it a corpse.
Foltest has some trust issues. Did you learn anything?
His pupil suggested he could probably see in the dark as well as you. I couldn't put an age on him.
The killer snuck past all the guards and nearly killed Foltest and me a month ago. And now you tell me he was a witcher?
Possibly. I'm just saying what the autopsy showed. I haven't told anyone, nor do I plan to. I know what it could do to you if it got out. You might be a savior, a king's witcher now, but masters can be as fickle as the cults they ride.
Alright, well, what about the dream?
I get the feeling that dream's important. Running frantically through the forest. The wild hunt. They're the last things I remember. I wake up and try to relive the dream and the memory, hoping I'll find some guidance. Some clue to grab onto. Something that'll help me recover my memory.
Dreams can be very powerful. Some people claim they can even shape reality.
People claim a lot of things. The problem is, it's often nonsense.
We'll know in time. I'm sure of it.
So, Geralt still lost his memory, like, he doesn't have all of it back. I'm sure he recovered some, and I hope he recovers it all by The Witcher 3.
Alright. Time to look to the lustful king and his stupid war.
I'll join you later.
Yeah, good plan. Good plan. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to the prologue of The Witcher 2. This section of the game will introduce you to the story and game world and help you familiarize yourself with basic gameplay mechanics. We wish you an exciting journey. The CD Projekt RED team. I have to say, CD Projekt RED is just one of my favorite developers. Anyways, before we do anything, I want to read the journal because I heard there's stuff in it. Alright, by the King's will. Ever since Geralt saved Foltest's life, the King has been fond of keeping his favorite Witcher close by his side. Thus, when the monarch laid siege to the walled town and castle of the mutinous Baroness Lavalette, I think, Geralt found himself whiling the days away a few tents down from the king's own, in the company of Triss Merigold, a sorceress, the Witcher's lover, and Foltest's royal advisor. These were pleasant moments, despite the mild restlessness that plagued our hero. Finally, on the day of the assault, he was summoned before his royal majesty, and that is how his trouble began. Alright, what about this? Dungeons of the Lavalettes. My story begins after the fateful events in The Witcher, Geralt of Rivia. What? Oh, whatever, I'll just keep reading. known also as the White Wolf, saved Foltest, Lord of Temeria, from an assassin. From that moment on, the monarch would not quit the Witcher's company, turning him from an itinerant monster slayer into a royal bodyguard, and thus causing him to suffer increasingly. However, since it is unwise to deny a king, Geralt now found himself in the lands of the Lavalettes, where Foltest has taken personal command of the siege of the rebel family's walled town and castle. Witchers know well how fickle fortune can be, and accordingly, luck had abandoned our hero within the castle walls due to a tragic mistake. Geralt was imprisoned in the castle's dungeon, where he had to patiently recount recent events to Vernon Roche, Foltest's right-hand man. Okay, so that's who Vernon Roche is. That's the guy we were talking to. And this is still flashback right now. If you wish to know just how the Witcher plunged from the pinnacle of success to the depths of misfortune, listen to my tale. And lastly, the Assassins of Kings. When Geralt thwarted the plans of the Grand Master of the Order of the Flaming Rose, it seemed the situation in Vizima would return to normal sooner or later. A blow came from an unexpected quarter. As the Witcher was collecting his reward from King Foltest, the assassin sneaked into the throne room of the royal palace. Foltest would have perished if not for the Witcher's presence of mind. Geralt defeated the would-be Kingslayer and thus saved the monarch's life, but the Witcher was left wondering who had sent the killer and why. Intriguingly, the assassin seemed very similar to a Witcher, so much that he might even have been one. That's very interesting. Because, from what I believe, Kaer Morhen is the only place that can produce Witchers. So, if they don't know where he came from, that's very interesting indeed. Alright, so where we're at right now is Lavalette Castle. During my travels, I visited the dynastic abode of the Lavalette family several times. Anyone who considers Vizima an impressive city is unlikely to have seen the ancestral citadel of the Lavalettes. The immensity of the fortress is simply breathtaking, to the extent that calling it a mere castle is either a gross inaccuracy or a jest. Expanded over generations, the walled town boasts the greatest fortifications in Temeria, and perhaps in all the northern kingdoms. The citadel is located near the strategically important White Bridge, which connects the banks of the Pontar. By that it means the Pontar River. It commands the entire area, including nearby trade routes and the river crossing. No wonder then that the rebellion of the Lavalettes disturbed Foltest's sleep. Okay, well, oh goodness. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this first entire episode's gonna be me reading and fumbling through this, so let's get going. Mary Louisa Lavalette. That's not a character that's been in the series before. I have chanced to visit the court of the Lavalettes on several occasions in the past. Invariably, I was greeted and received in a manner of befitting my name, my fame, and talent. Wait, is this from Geralt's perspective? I think so. Baroness Mary Louisa was a very comely lady, her beauty having fully blossomed, her hair dark, her lips sinuous. As with many women married to markedly older men, rumors about her were plentiful. Among them, one claiming that she had a love affair with King Foltest himself, and that the monarch had fathered her younger children. Interesting. Triss, we know her, most definitely. I have known the sorceress Triss Merigold for a long time, for she is one of Geralt's closest friends, the young, pretty, talented, auburn-haired mage from Maribor. Hardly reminded me of the giggling flapper of years past. Her knowledge, abilities, and loyalty had brought her far, a hero from Sodden known as the 14th of the Hill, for she was mistakenly counted as the 14th mage to die in that battle. She sat on the royal council of King Foltest of Temeria, and though they say that a monarch's favor is uncertain, for the king had once expelled all mages from Temeria, Triss had managed to gain Foltest's trust. As regards the Witcher, everyone who was witness to Triss's friendship with Geralt, anyone who saw them together would easily confirm that these two had much in common, and it is common knowledge that an old flame never dies. Oh my goodness. This freaking thing. Alright, well, here we go. You guys ready for this? By the way, with Triss's situation where she works under Foltest, that's actually not that rare. In The Witcher, the universe of The Witcher, it's not that rare for a king to have a mage at his side at almost all times. Anyway, behold our hero subjected to mutations and rigorous sword and sorcery training as a child. He has become a superhuman monster slayer, which is why the reason this game is so cool. Always penniless and often disdained by those whom he protects, he wanders the world seeking work. Fate has little mercy for him, piling obstacles in his way, yet he trudges on. He has more scruples than a beggaring bum has fleas. Doubts haunt him even when a band of ruffians, knives drawn, approaches him on the highway. Is he a good man? I do not think so. Does he try to maintain his humanity? I believe he does. You must know that Geralt of Rivia died once already, or at least everyone thought him dead. During a massacre in Rivia, he sought to defend non-humans and fell to the overwhelming odds. Placed in a boat, he floated into the mist into a realm where he finally found peace. Not for long, because of forces to be mentioned later, Geralt returned just in time to defend the Witcher's ancient home fortress, or the Witcher's ancient home fortress, and then embarked on a mission to recover the secret stolen from it. That was the entirety of the first game. The entirety. That was it right there. Along the way, he took part in a Scoia'tael uprising, shattered a powerful criminal organization, and killed the Grandmaster of the Order of the Flaming Rose. All the while, his flame as a lover grew. Well, that's Geralt for you. As if all this wasn't enough, he then foiled the attempted assassination of King Foltest of Temeria and became one of the monarch's most trusted men. So that pretty much summed up Geralt. I like how it doesn't talk about he's necessarily a good guy. CD Projekt RED had that on par before they even started. Okay, King Foltest. In retrospect, His Royal Majesty King Foltest was certainly an exceptional persona when compared to the other crowned heads of the time. This King of Temeria, Prince of Sodden, Sovereign of Pontar and Mahakam, there we go, and Senior Protector of Brugge, Angren, Riverdale, and Ellender, was a firm and decisive ruler, as I suppose one should expect from someone who is so abundantly titled. He was the kind of man who knew when to hit, made a sound suggesting he was forged of steel and not molded of a bird dung. Of bird dung, okay. Being unmarried, he led a rather casual private life in his youth. While still a prince, Foltest strove to demonstrate what he was capable of, and he proved capable of much. The love affair he had with his own sister, by whom he fathered his eldest daughter Ada, is widely known as his later affection for the Baroness Mary Louisa Lavalette. Okay, that's actually part of the reason why we're here, but there's still a lot more to that. Both relationships bore heavy consequences, so to speak, and in both instances, Geralt found himself stuck in the middle of the resulting mess. It's weird, because I hear a lot of people pronouncing Dandelion's name Dandelion, and I don't know if it's just with a Polish accent, it's Dandelion, or if it's actually just Dandelion and they're saying it wrong. Anyways, it is always awkward to write about oneself, yet I cannot shirk this duty. In an attempt to preempt any accusations of partiality, I shall set down the humblest of notes relating only the best-known facts. Dandelion. I don't even know anymore. Dandelion, in reality, the Viscount of de Lettenhove, though titles are unimportant, is a certified troubadour, a lecturer at Oxenford University, a persona known among society as a charmer, poet, dandy, and unparalleled lover. Almost anyone north of the Yaruga has heard of him, and those who have not are either boors or simpletons or both, as a result which their opinions do not matter in the slightest. Dandelion played a significant part in the most important events of the era. He loved, fought, negotiated, and acquired immense knowledge, even that of forbidden variety. His works are a testimony of the times, but it is his moving poetic tropes that have brought him true fame. The important thing in this story that Dandelion was a friend. Jeez, I'm going to mix up Dandelion and Dandelion for the rest of this Let's Play. Was a friend to Geralt of Rivia, possibly his only true friend. He was Geralt's confident advisor and companion in misery, for it was impossible to experience good fortune in the Witcher's company. Very true. What Geralt did, Dandelion faithfully recounted, and one should not give credence to those who accuse the humble chronicler of confabulating. This uses words I would never ever use, so that's good. There's a man like Vernon Roche in every monarch's retinue, brave and determined, ready to execute any command, and thoroughly hated at court. He knows that only allegiance and service to the king keep him in his position. Roche was the leader of the Blue Stripes, King Foltest Special Forces, renowned among other things for battling the Scoia'tael and quelling many rebellious non-human community. It was under his command that the unit rose to fame. Vernon earned Foltest's favor and trust through his deeds. One word from the king and he would jump headlong into fire, asking only how long he was to stay there and hold his ground. That's the kind of man Vernon Roche was at the time. He sounds like a real bro. That's all I'm going to say. Boosie Lavalette. No more than a lad back then, Boosie already displayed the pride and obstinacy typical of the Lavalettes. Some, however, attributed these qualities to the fact that King Foltest was his father. Ah, so he's the bastard child. The daughter of the Baroness Mary Louisa Lavalette was a scant few summers old at the time. Rumor that King Foltest was her father gave beginning to... Oh, okay, so King Foltest may be her father too? Vess. The fair-haired Vess stood apart from the rest of Vernon Roche's unit, and not only in that she was the only woman in an elite formation of hardened cutthroats and swashbucklers, her girlish face and shapely body would stand out even if a uniform did not emphasize them. For there is something in a soldier woman that attracts a man's gaze, and Vess was no exception. The reader should not, however, be misled by this description. One does not earn Blue Stripes membership with good looks, but skill, determination, and at times ruthlessness. Anyone disregarding Vess would dearly pay for misjudging this young woman. Because of her gender, Vess would sometimes receive assignments where her beauty was more important than her combat abilities and efficiency. Roche had used Vess as his trump card more than once. Okay. Okay, here are just some of the tutorial things that you might not know about. It talks about crafting, brewing, alchemy, science, character development, critical effects. But I'm going to go over that with you guys anyway. Although I have not actually looked at this page before. Vigor, okay, that's casting. Okay, yeah, I already know. And here are all of our potions that we can possibly make. So I've been talking for a hell of a long time and fumbling over myself, but I'm getting more used to it as we go. So thank you very much if you made it this far. That's amazing. And if you guys want to show me that you really want to see this go through and that you're going to sit here and watch it the whole time, I'm going to keep making it no matter if you watched or not. Just leave a like. I think that would be really cool of you. And we'll be back with the next episode, which will probably be posted up in the same day. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Red and out.